Welcome back to another Rose City Reptiles video. I'm Joey, this is Rose City Reptiles, and in today's video we're going to talk about some tips and tricks in handling your TEGU. If you're new here and this is your first video you've seen, or you've seen a couple others, good chance you're thinking about getting a TEGU or you recently got one. Make sure you subscribe because we're always putting out videos that help you care for your TEGU the best that you possibly can. I get a ton of questions every single day about handling TEGUs. That is what people can't wait to do as soon as they get their TEGU, and sometimes it doesn't go as planned or doesn't look like how they expected it to. So in today's video, I'm going to go over a lot of things that I commonly see, a lot of mistakes that are easy to make, especially right at the beginning, and we're going to discuss how to prevent those things. So let's just go inside and get right into it. All right, so we are now inside, and the first TEGU that we're going to work with, I'm going to work with two TEGUs in this video live. Not really sure what's gonna happen, but we're gonna work with them and see if we can tame them down. Right here in this tub is a young blue TEGU that was produced right here at Rose City Reptiles. And you can see it's jumping around. It's not really too sure of what's going on. Of course it wouldn't be, because you know, we have to remember that these are young TEGUs. This is a baby TEGU, right? In the wild, what's happening to baby TEGUs? They are on the menu for a lot of different things, and their instincts tell them that they need to hide, they need to go underground. And so survival is what drives the baby TEGU. So, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you just some things that I've learned to get your TEGU to come around to you and to learn to trust you. Okay, so as you can see, he has kind of stopped jumping around right now, and he's a little bit tamer, and I'm just gonna put my hand in here next to him. Let me see if I can get him to, there we go. All right, so he's jumping around a little bit, but I'm just gonna, you can see there's no aggression. He's not trying to bite me right now. He just wants to get away. And so I'm just gonna pick him up in my hands and hold him. Let him run through my hands, make sure. So one thing to keep in mind is when you're doing these exercises, make sure that you're in a safe location. I'm in my reptile room. This room is, if he were to get out of the tub, it would be okay. I'd still be able to get him. There's nothing for him to hide in and disappear forever. You know, like he can't get into the walls. This room was designed so animals can't escape. So this is a safe place. A lot of people like to use their bathroom. That's usually a good, like in the bathtub, just make sure you cover up the drain. And you know, what you want to do is you want to be able to be in the same area as the TEGU. You want to be able to get your hands in there, let them walk around, and let them start to see that you're not a threat. If you can get them to climb on you, that is really great. What you don't want to do is you don't want to practice handling in your car. You don't want to practice handling outside. You know, things like that. Even in your kitchen can be a dangerous place. You know, they can get under the fridge, they can get behind the oven. I've seen all types of things. So make sure that you are doing this in a safe location. I like to use these big tubs, and they work really well. So this TEGU's looking at me. It's checking me out. What's nice about getting TEGUs when they're small is you don't really have to worry about being bit. Yes, they can bite you, and they may, but it's really not gonna hurt when they're this size. Too bad. This TEGU is sniffing me. It's checking me out. It's trying to figure out what is going on. Just gonna scoop it up from underneath. Hey buddy, you guys can see this beautiful blue TEGU, really pretty, and we are working on socializing. So you saw right at the beginning, you know, it's running around, it's jumping, it's scared, but we are just gonna let it walk through our hands here. Again, I'm over the tub. I'm not holding it outside of the tub, I'm over the tub. So if it wants to jump down, I can just let it, and if it gets away, then it's in the tub. So this is important. Right now I'm not restricting the movement, I don't need to. I'm just letting it kind of walk through my hands. Now the next Tegu we're gonna work with is one that will probably try to bite me. So that'll be a little bit, a little bit more intense. But you can see that it is starting to slow down and it's starting to rest. You can see whenever you go and pet the Tegu, it tongue flicks. It's to, you know, it's picking up on the surrounding. Like if you see the tongue flick. These guys are extremely smart, and socialization starts right now. As soon as you get it, when it's a little baby, this is what you want to do. You want to handle it. A lot of things, some mistakes that I see people make with their brand new Tegu is they, when the Tegu is acting scared of them. Let's say you just get your Tegu, you unbox it, you get it in the enclosure, and it is scared of you. It's running away, it's hiding all the time. Well, that is nothing to be alarmed about. That's totally normal behavior from a young Tegu or even an adult. They just got to a new home, everything's new people, new smells, new enclosure, and they're scared and they want to hide. But what I see people do a lot is they leave that Tegu alone and they just say that they're gonna wait until it comes around. That works sometimes with some Tegus, but in my experience, that is not what you want to do. What you want to do, and this is my opinion, this is what I do and it works for me. If you do something different or you've already done something different and it worked, share it in the comments below. Let's get a discussion going. These videos will be on YouTube forever and they will help many, many Tegu owners. So drop down your comments, talk about your experience. But for me, what I do is I like to get hands-on. Day one, I get my hands in that enclosure, I mess with the substrate, and I show the Tegu that I'm not a threat and that I'm gonna share the space with them. And soon after that, sometimes day 1, 2, 3, early on, I'll definitely start handling, getting it in my hand, pulling it out, doing what I'm doing right now, exactly what you see. And this is all it takes. You can see this Tegu, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just looking at me. It's thinking, it's taking it all in. They're so intelligent, and that's really one of the fun parts of owning them, is having an animal that's just that intelligent and is always thinking. Well, as you guys can see, this one didn't put up much of a fight, and that's typically what you see most of the time, especially from blues. They can just be a little flighty, but they're not bitey. But yeah, you can see, oh, she's just walking through my hands here and doing really well. This Tegu is pretty socialized. She's not really putting up a fight at all. Beautiful, beautiful Tegu. Everybody loves Tegus. But you definitely want to put the work in when they're small. Start when they're small, because if this was a 4-foot lizard, it would be a much more difficult process in getting it to tame down. It's still totally doable, but so much easier when you're working with a 12-inch Tegu and not a 4-foot Tegu. All right, why don't we go ahead and get out the next Tegu that I'm telling you right now, it's gonna go a little bit differently than this one did. All right, so I got our next Tegu that we're gonna be working with today. This is one of our black and whites that was produced right here at Rose City Reptiles. Now, this one I expect to be a little bit more aggro, okay? So what I can see right now is he's not jumping around like the last one. He's being still, kind of arching his back a little bit. But let's go ahead. What we're gonna do is we're gonna reach in, we're gonna have a steady hand, and he may do some whipping, may do some biting, he may not. This is kind of live. So let's see kind of what happens. As you can see, he's huffing quite a bit. We're gonna move our hand in close. He's smelling us. He's checking us out. Now we'll see if I do some movement, he gets a little bit nervous. That's okay. Come up next to him. He's still being very still, raising his back, smelling us, is not too sure about us. If I touch his back, he hissed a little bit, but nothing really outside of the ordinary too much yet. So we're able to pick this guy up. So far, no issues. He's still very unsure about me. Definitely being cautious with me. He's hissing, opened his mouth a little bit, but still nothing. A very important thing is just to remain calm. Don't be too jumpy, and they will tame down faster. I've had people bring their tegus to me that say, my tegu's untamable. They bring it to me, a friend, I will take that tegu and tame it down in 30 minutes. And they'll be like, that's impossible. A lot about it is just being calm yourself. But that helps when it's a baby. I don't have to worry about getting bit. It's okay if this tegu bites me. It's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna entice it to bite. But it is nervous. I'm gonna go ahead and get that camera, bring it in a little bit closer so you guys can see kind of some of the behavior that I'm seeing. I don't know if you can hear the hissing, but he is hissing a little bit here. Raising his back up to appear bigger, so I know that he's feeling insecure. But I'm gonna be patient. And let's see if we can slide a hand underneath him. If we came from above, he would not like that. So there we go, we got him in our hands. That's a good step. He's not too sure what to think, but he is okay right now. Let's see if we can. All right, this is going really well. I'm telling you, this tegu yesterday was biting at me and not very happy. But right now he's doing much better. Still nervous. I'd like to see him moving around a little bit more. There we go. He's moving around, tongue flicking. So guys, when you receive your new tegu, and if you see them biting at you, whipping at you inside of the enclosure, the first thing that you're going to want to do is get them out of the enclosure and start handling them in a neutral location. Sometimes just getting them out is a big part of the battle. They can become defensive of that space and scared to leave it. It's important to also work with them inside the enclosure. Get your hands in their enclosure, into their space, and don't let them claim that space. That's something that can happen whenever we leave them alone. But as you can see, pulled out of the enclosure, this guy is doing excellent and calming down. This would take, if I did, when I pull this guy out, if I pulled him out every day for a few days in a row, there would be huge improvements in this tegu's behavior. I've already seen it just from right now, from the whipping that we were seeing to him calmly just exploring around. So let's see, I'm able to reach in here now. I'm not seeing the behaviors I was seeing. I'm going to start moving a little bit faster. So he's still kind of freezing up a little bit whenever I get close. Nope, very good. This tegu's already getting much more comfortable with the handling. But just like the last one, this one's not quite as active, but just encourage it to walk through your hands, or if it wants to be still and just sniff you. I'm I'm gonna start touching it more, and that desensitizing it, getting it used to being touched all over, letting it know that that's okay and it's not going to harm him in any way. Touching around his face. As you can see, this Tegu is remaining very calm and easy to work with. Now, I wouldn't be doing this with an adult Tegu because the damage could be significant, but with a young Tegu like this, like I've said several times, there's no harm except for a little bite from them, but I'm just showing him that this will not cause him any damage, letting me touch him and pet him all over. We're going to set them down. We're going to come from above. This is, you want to desensitize them to this. And since he's showing me that he's just doing so well, he's actually not making this a challenge. Look at this. I'm so impressed with this Tegu. Wow, look at this. Doing excellent. This is one of the reasons why Tegus are so popular and highly recommended, because look at, they're just amazing, beautiful creatures that can learn, and they learn quickly. They can learn very quickly, especially a captive born and bred Tegu. Make sure that if you're out shopping for a Tegu, that you're getting captive born and bred Tegus, because you will have a much easier time taming them down than a wild caught Tegu. Well, I'm gonna say that this Tegu has passed with flying colors. Look at that. Amazing, amazing baby Tegu. Thank you for watching another Rose City Reptiles video. I hope this video was helpful in helping you build that bond with your Tegu. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video, and I'll see you guys in the very next Rose City Reptiles video. Bye.